For this GTA Online video, I'll be showing you guys the best money methods from the recent event. So as usual, this will include some bonus money and then some other standard money methods that you can also do. To start things off with our first money method, we have taxi work with some triple money and RP. Now in my event week video, I did say that taxi work was actually not that good, even with this bonus money. But honestly, after doing this and after some of the recent changes, the taxi work actually is kind of good. So of course, to start taxi work, you can head over to this location, walk over to this door and press right on the D-pad. You can also start the taxi work if you have a custom taxi, very similar to how you guys can do the Vincent dispatch work. Now in these taxi missions, you guys will have a payout on the bottom left hand corner of your screen after you guys collect a customer. You will see on my first customer, we have a tip of $7,000. Now before all of the taxi changes to its payout and without the triple money and RP, the payout for the first mission was roughly $2,000 or something, maybe even around $1,000. One really important thing to keep in mind with taxi work is the more that you do, the payout or tip will increase. Now I do believe that this is capped at around 10 or something, so if you guys do 10 of these customers, the tip will not increase any further than that. But even though in this, you guys will see that I actually did around 7 of these altogether, which took me just over 10 minutes, and this got me a ridiculous $73,000. So you guys can really see how much you can make with this. Obviously it is not the best money method by far, but if you guys are a newer player in GTA Online and maybe don't know what to do to make some good money, taxi work is actually a really good option right now. But for those of you guys out there who have the KO Pre-Go heist or really any heist, I would only really suggest doing this if you are bored. The next money method we have is the Issi Classic races. These races will have some double money and RP this week. Now I would only really suggest playing these races with friends or just random players. If you guys do one of these solo, you will not get the best payout, but even then they can be really fun to play. You guys can find them in the stunt races tab and they can have up to 30 players altogether. And for the final bonus from this event, we do have the drift races with some double money and RP as well. Now for me, I really do find the drift races really fun. Even if you guys just play them as a solo player, it's just really fun to just practice the drift, especially if you guys have a custom drift vehicle. For example, there is that new vehicle what was released in this event, and that can have the drift tuning modification. So I just selected that in this drift race and honestly just messed around. Now you guys can find the drift races in the races section, and if you scroll down for just a little while, you'll eventually see them just below the drag races. You will see in this drift race, it is honestly really fun. This one was on the beach. I thought this would have been much harder to drift, but honestly it wasn't too bad. I was just having so much fun trying to get the best drift as possible, and with 2 laps to complete the race, this took me just under 5 minutes, and you will see the payout I got was only $14,000. So with this being a race, it is actually better to wait 15 minutes and then complete it. This will maximize the payout you get, but even then I would always suggest that you play with other players. Now the next money method does also tie into the last money method, which was the drift races, and this will be the weekly challenge. When this event week first dropped, I didn't know if you guys would need to complete these drift races with other players for the weekly challenge to count. By the way, the weekly challenge is to participate in 6 drift races. Now when I check this, you will see that it does count if you do play them solo, but I also wanted to test if you guys did not need to complete them. So to try this out, I started up 1 drift race, and when I got in the race, I then quit the race through my phone, and unfortunately this will not count, so it looks like you will have to still play them and complete them. But this is some great news that you guys can do it completely solo. So if you guys are a solo player, just start up these drift races, set the number of laps to 1, and it shouldn't be that hard. For our next money method, we do have the Salvage Robberies. Now the Salvage Robberies for this week are honestly pretty good. As always, you guys can make just over $1 million by completing all of them and selling the vehicles. There is not a claimable vehicle this week, so it is probably worth selling or salvaging the parts from these vehicles. Just remember, if you guys want to make the most money, you are definitely better off selling them to Yusuf Emir. As always, the Salvage Robberies are just an incredible way to make some good money this week. But of course, once you have completed all 3 of them, you cannot do any more. And finally guys, we do of course have the time trials. The time trials as usual are also a great way to make money, just like the Salvage Robberies. You can find the HSW time trial over here and the standard or default time trial over here. Just make sure that you guys try them at least once, or even just complete the part-time for one of them. Just remember, you can only do the HSW time trial on the next gen consoles with the expanded and enhanced edition of GTA Online. But anyways guys, what do you think about all of these money methods? And also, what is your favorite favorite one. I think the one that really surprised me the most is the first one, which was taxi work. I mean, making $72,000 from really just driving around and picking up some customers is really good. And like I said before, if you guys are a lower level, I would definitely suggest that you do it. But anyways, guys, as always, if you went on to enjoy this video or found it useful in some way, shape or form, make sure to leave a like. I really appreciate your support. And if you are new here, subscribe and hit that bell icon to never miss a video. Finally, guys, stay safe. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.